Hello everybody and welcome to my Sunset Reveries development log. In the last video we have started to decouple the world update from the calculation of this update. And in this video we'll try to keep our copies of our world in order. If we have several copies of our world states, we will be able to move into those world states, maybe to stop the game and getting back in a previous state. Okay, so this could be called getting back in time in the game. So this is my current objective, and I try to start that in this video. By the way, there's a little change I should do since the last video, so let's go to my ECS manager. When I update the world here, I apply what is in the changes. So I just put the data. Here I just put the position, here I just put the velocity, etc. Actually, this should not be a direct explanation. This should be an addition. Why? Because if I have several change, if for instance my position change and my bounds change the position like here, I should add them and not just replacing them. So let's start to implement this fix. So first I'll go into my world change and not call it position change but delta position. Or position delta. Yeah, in English it would be position delta. Okay. Same here. I'm getting used to by default Linux shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. Oh, I got a vertical. Okay, and now I need to change. When I modify those values, when I create those values actually, so position change, here is new x, new y, but this is not a new x, new y. I want delta x and delta y. So this is just this. So let's put it there. Okay, for this, collision test. Oh, this has changed, so I should use it was a transformed position, so transform dot position dot x plus delta x y plus delta y. Okay, so it should be fine. And then I create my position delta and vector delta. So here I should actually, oh, yeah, when I update the velocity with a collision, it's not that easy to use a delta, but I could, I just need to remove two of that. Well, I'm not sure it's the best way to do, but it should work. And for the position delta, I just need to remove the velocity, and is that all? I go to my world change. Oh, and actually the bounce change should be updated too. I just write and what would happen if there is a bounce and a collision at the same time? Well, I would have a way bigger speed. I don't know if modifying the velocity this way is a good idea, actually. I think for the position it's a good idea, but for this I'm not sure at all. Yeah, it's just supposed to inverse the speed and not to change something. So I will get back on this. And change. So it will be new vertical velocity. I think in here it will be new velocity. It's for velocity, in this case it's more logical. Maybe in other cases, if there is an acceleration, I should do the previous way, but in this case I think it's logical. So minus velocity, and what was that? I think it's all. And here minus the velocity. So I don't need the comment anymore. Well, and when I want to bounce on the screen, actually here, for this stuff, I'm just replacing it at the right position. So this should just set the right position. Yeah, so actually more complex than when I want it. In some cases, I need to directly set the position, and the other not. So in my world change, In the case here, it would be a new y. Oh, sorry. Yeah, a lot of hesitations. Okay, so this is fine. So I don't need to change it here. And now if I go to my update world function, so in case of position change, I should plus add the position delta. And I need to implement the plus operation, I think. In case of collisions, the velocity should be equal, but this will be a plus equal, and here it's just an assignation too. Okay, it's fine. So I need to implement my plus operation. Why does it not exist? How is my vector2 defined? Oh, because the vector2 is a rated class, I suppose. So I need to, well, maybe I will create a mat function. A mat header. There is already a C header called mat, but I don't remember how is it called. Oh, I will call it gmat so that I'm sure it's mine. Okay. Maybe I should switch all my headers to HPP. Well, I'll do that later. And so, yeah, I need an operator for vector2. Operator plus equal, actually. Vector2, and it will return a vector2 ampersand. Or it can return a new vector2, it's fine. Oh no, because this should actually be a part of the vector2 object. Well, okay, so I would just create a plus operators and left hand, right hand, and so I will just return a new vector2. Let's create it, and I will return left hand dot x plus right hand dot x left hand dot y plus right hand dot y. Maybe later I create my own classes, but for now I want to go fast. Okay. So if I go back to, so this is just a global function. and then I need to include gmass. Do that. So should it be gmass or gmass with a S? Include maths. Yeah, it's just maths, so I'll keep it the same. Okay, so yeah, I update it and it's fine, and I do the same here. Okay. This should still work. So here I modify the position. This is a new velocity, so it should be fine. This is a new x, new y. Okay, so this should still work. Oh, what's my problem here? Oh, sorry, this is a previous test. I'll explain you why I did that. You'll see just in a moment. I did some tests. Okay, so it's fine. Working well. There's no bounds here. Quite strange. Actually, I'm not sure it's working well. I should have an inversion here. Why is it not? Okay. Or maybe because there are two square. Oh, it's fine. Here they inverse. Do all of them inverse their direction? Yeah, seems so. Well. Okay. Now I want to save my world. So when I want to save my world, what I actually want to save is this. And this could be called a world state. So what I should do is create a world state that is that and save it somewhere. Every time every time I update the game. So maybe I should save it in my game. My game. And so it's here. And in game here, I call. Actually, I should change this because the scene is updated, so it's fine to update the scene. But actually, the ECS should be updated too, because now the ECS is stored there. So what I will do is it's update the scene game. Should I do this? But not sure. What do I do here? Yeah, I create all my data. Actually, it's not that a bad idea that each scene can throw its own update. But update world should be called elsewhere. Update world should be called in the game. Yeah, because this is specific to the scene. But update world is not specific. So update world should be public. Was it? Oh, it is actually already. So I felt it. Update world should be playback and should be called in game. Here I do update world. So I remove it from there. And it should still work. Okay, we're good. And now I want to store my state. So what I should do is create world state somewhere. So I suppose it could be in world change, or I can just create a new one. World state. Oh, it's fine. They prefer to have it H. Or I could have HPP actually. Let's convert it. File naming is Pascal case. Okay, so here I will create a struct world change, world state, sorry, and this struct will contain this. I suppose I need to include that in a way. In my CS manager, I will need to include the world state too. Well, and I suppose I should include vector. And using it. Okay. Okay, I don't know why, but it's finite. So now I want to store my world states in my game. So I need vector of world state. And I will move them there. State, world state. And what I want to do is, when I update my game here, I will get a new world state. So I will push it into my world state. And update world should return something. was it? So it should return a world state. And we'll do that. So what I should do here is having a current world state. So it's here. I should also have, well, it's not also, but I should have the current state of this here as a save. And then I modify this. So what I want to have is current world state. And current world state. So in my update world function, was it? Here at the beginning of the frame, I will copy everything, and this will be the current world state. So the current world state, we have the entities, the transforms, sprites, and the bodies, the rigid bodies. Okay. Can I write something like this? No, I'm not sure I can. World state. World state. Or can I write something like current world state equals this? Okay, so I can, or this, no, this won't work because it's an initialization, but actually I want a copy of this, so it's fine. Oh, now I'm thinking that actually this should not happen there, because here I modify all this data. So maybe I should create a new world state and just return it. And I don't need this current world state. Yeah, so actually here I should create my new world state. With entities, transforms, sprites, and bodies. And so I have a problem here, but we'll see that later. Return world state. Return new world state, sorry. Yeah, I change everything. In a pure functional way, it's not a good thing to modify my vectors, but maybe I convert my code to pure functional later. For now, let's keep that. My current world state is stored in those data. So this I don't need. And I will store previous world state, actually new world states, in my game. Yeah, so it's fine. I'm actually thinking, should I store only, here what I do is I would store the new world state. Well, I think it's good. So let's check if that in game it's working. Yes, so here I can update this, and I can also just move it. I don't know if it does it automatically. Move of this, because I don't want a copy here. I want to move it immediately into my pushback function. I think it's fine. Okay, so now I store my world states. I still have a small problem to solve with my sprites. Okay, yeah, it should return a world state here. Okay, why is there a problem here? Because we need a constructor. We need a copy constructor in order to do our copy here of my sprite. The point is, I cannot create a copy constructor because I have actually in my sprite class, was it? Yes, I have created a reference to a texture because I did not want to reload the texture. So I had to do this very complicated code with moves in order to get the right reference at the right position by having it const, and it's very complicated. It was in the previous video. And actually it's dumb to do that, because if I go into texture, I can see that texture is just identifier. There is no data here. So actually my texture reference is just a reference to 5 ints, which is actually okay to copy. Here, if I take the image data structure, here I have data. I have this pointer that is the pointer to pixel data stored in the CPU memory. But here, it's just an int to an identifier to the GPU memory. So I could actually just copy my texture, and this is what I will do. It will be a lot easier, and it will make my code simpler. So let's decide it's just a texture there. I will remove, well, do I need to load it? I'm not sure. I can just pass it if the texture ID already exists. Yeah, I can just do something like that. Asset manager, get texture. So I need to change this function. So let's go to my asset manager, and get texture should return a copy. And this does not to be const. We don't care about that. Actually, should it be const? Yeah, it won't be modified, so it could be const. And so here I will just return a copy of my texture. Okay, so now, where was it? Yeah, it was in components. So now I just have to get the texture here. I don't need the constcast part, I think. Yeah, this is just a texture, so I don't need this. And I'm not even sure I should need this. Well, we'll see. So I need my constructor. This is true, but I may not need the move constructor. Okay. Oh, what's the problem here? Oh, it's just a typo. Okay, so now when I do my copy, okay, that's fine. And in my ECS manager, so now it's fine. It's just doing the copy of it. And in other classes, I had my fine entity component. This is fine. Can remove the entity. This is fine. Well, it seems to be okay. Yeah, create sprite components. So is it moving it automatically? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's right. I don't need that. Yeah, when you're using unplaceback, you don't need to. You just need to pass the argument to the constructor. So no need for this. So I don't need to move it. So I just need to call the constructor this way. Move it here instead of copying it. I'm not sure it's really useful for just an integer. Well, no. Yeah, it's better to just copy it. Okay, it seems good. Oh, and yeah, so it's fine. I only load my texture once, and this is what I want, and then I just copy it. That's good. It's way better. Get texture. It will just return the copy, and we will be fine. Okay, so I can remove this. It's not useful anymore. Yeah, and so we will copy a little more data, but actually it's fine. It's just some ints, and it will ease our code. So now I should check what is happening in my game, and if I store all my data, if I'm storing all my data. And maybe in the next video we'll use this data. I think we're fine now with everything we've done. So let's start the game and check what is here. So in this function I have my world states, yeah, and I have a lot of them, and in every one of them I have my entities, their transform, their sprite, their bodies. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of them because, yeah. So let's just check that here I have less entities. So here I have only 8 entities, so it's fine, it worked. Okay, so now it's good. I have stored all my world states in the world state vector. And in the next video, we'll try to implement some time rewind capabilities, where we will get back to previous world state and I suppose erase the next one. Or should I? Yeah, at first I will erase the next one, and then I create a system. Maybe I create a system where I can branch to a new timeline, let's say. Well, but in order to do that, I will need a player. Well, okay, I will need to think about that. But okay, now it's good. So see you in the next video. Bye.